Are Jungkook's tears not because of sadness, but because of something Taehyung said? Why did that innocent line in the live broadcast make him immediately look down and not speak? And why is the world now talking about their last meal after this incident? Is this the real reason Jungkook cried when he was with Taehyung? Taehyung's mysterious sentence on live sparked an explosion of emotions, global trends, and army suspicion. When the live notification from Taehyung's official account appeared, millions of soldiers from all over the world quickly opened their screens, as if time had stopped for a moment. Taehyung's cheerful face welcomes them to the screen, greeting in his usual soft voice, discussing food, the weather, and the songs he listens to. Everything seems ordinary. Too ordinary. Until that little word came out of his mouth. And in that moment, too, everything changed. And maybe no one was really aware of what had just happened until the camera shifted to the left side of the frame, where Jungkook, who had previously shared a small smile while eating his food, suddenly lowered his head, his face covered in long, dangling hair, and his shoulders began to shake slowly. What did Taehyung really say? Why is Jungkook crying so suddenly? And what does this have to do with the last meal? The live broadcast initially looked like many other broadcasts. Taehyung and Jungkook sit together in a cozy little studio with a well-lit atmosphere and warm lighting. There was fast food on the table: burgers, fried chicken, potatoes, and one unopened box of traditional Korean food. They laugh, respond to each other, and occasionally tease each other about who eats more. However, everything changes when Taehyung reads a fan's comment. "If you were my last meal before you die, what would you be?" It's a weird question, but it's typical of social media trends that are viral, and with his mischievous smile, Taehyung replied, "Me? I want to be something hard to swallow, so that you can live longer." Funny at first glance. Army laughed in the comments. But Taehyung isn't done yet. She turned to Jungkook and said, "But he might be something you regret because you spent too soon." And in the silence 2 seconds after that sentence, the camera captured Jungkook suddenly stopping chewing, then slowly looking down. No more laughter. No words. Just shut up. And very human body movements. Why? Did Taehyung say that on purpose? Or does he not know the impact of a sentence? Or is there something hidden behind the meaning of "too soon you spend"? Some fans suspect this is a personal reference. Something unknown to the public. Theories have sprung up that the phrase refers to a moment of their being together that feels too short lately, that Taehyung feels Jungkook is like a good memory that just runs out, without being able to be repeated again. But the rest of the army had a sharper view. They believe that Taehyung is not talking to the fans, but is conveying something to Jungkook himself. If so, what is the hidden meaning of it all? Is that a veiled apology, or a form of emotional innuendo due to their possibly tenuous relationship? Some fans quickly began digging back into previous broadcasts. There are those who point out that over the past few weeks, Jungkook's expression when he was with Taehyung changed frequently, sometimes full of laughter, sometimes too quiet. Even in their last backstage appearance, Jungkook was seen staring at Taehyung for quite some time, but didn't say anything. Did I ask there something that hasn't been revealed yet? Is that moment of crying the culmination of an emotion that has been suppressed for too long? And does the phrase about the last meal, now a global trend, really come from 2 real personal wounds? It didn't take long before the footage went viral. The 7-second snippet as Taehyung utters a sentence and Jungkook begins to cry is scattered all over the world. Many made jokes, following the trend of "if idols are the last food," but some of the army actually felt guilty for laughing at something that, for Jungkook, might be very painful. Why now? Why is it that when the world is being torn apart by a conflict like the one on the border of Thailand and Cambodia, these 2 friends seem to be torn apart, not by war, but by words? And the question deepens. Why does social media instead celebrate the moment with memes and viral challenges? Is the world so hungry for distraction that it doesn't care if someone's pain is used as entertainment? More surprisingly, after the broadcast, Jungkook's personal account did not upload anything. Not as usual. There is not even a repost. No comment. Just silence. It was as if he was digesting something too heavy to share, while Taehyung, it still looks active, still greeting fans. But never mentioned the broadcast again. A silence that was too suspicious. Behind the latest food trend that has now flooded Platform X with a 15% jump in uploads, there is a bitter reality. 2 friends who may be drifting away from each other, without us knowing why, without us being able to stop it. And in the end, it all comes back to one question. Is this the real reason Jungkook cried? Is the world too busy with trends, to the point of forgetting that behind it all, there are 2 hearts that are trying to understand each other? But maybe it's too late? After that live event, something changed in the air. Not just for Jungkook and Taehyung, but for the millions of pairs of eyes that witnessed it firsthand. Some may laugh involuntarily, some ignore. But not a few immediately felt a strange stinging in their chest, as if they had just witnessed something that should not be seen by the public. And maybe it's true. Maybe what happened that night. Not for all of us. But now, everything is open. And what hurts even more, there is no explanation from anyone. Not from Big Hit, not from Jungkook, not from Taehyung. Just shut up and questions at a question that continues to haunt. What's really going on behind the phrase, "you might be something you regret spending too soon"? A question that, for some reason, feels like a farewell. The day after the live broadcast, the hashtags #LastMealWithJK and #VotYouMean immediately became the world's trending topic. But trending doesn't mean cure. Trend doesn't mean all is well. Point one of the most shared clips is the 7-second moment, where Jungkook's originally flat face suddenly turns into something very difficult to explain. It doesn't just stop laughing. It's like losing ground. His shoulders dropped slowly. His face is pointing down. His voice disappeared. And the smile just died. Some call it acting, some call it a drama joke, but those who have followed Jungkook's emotional journey over the years know one thing for sure. It wasn't pretend. Some fans revealed surprising facts from the previous weeks. Point one of them is the habit of Jungkook, who later often referred to food as an escape. In previous broadcasts, he was caught on camera saying, "If I eat, I can stop thinking," or "I need a reason to sit still." And now, Taehyung says he is a food that is spent too quickly. Is that a metaphor for Jungkook's presence in his life? Or is it an expression of guilt? Surprisingly, one of Korea's largest fanbase accounts found that a few days before the live, Taehyung and Jungkook were not seen together during rehearsals. They're usually side by side. Even a short video from the staff shows Taehyung standing at the other end of the room, while Jungkook is alone on the other side. No one said hello. No laughter. It was just a blank stare between two friends who had never been apart. I asked that sentence, an explosion is life, not meant for all of us. A theory circulating among the army said that Taehyung's sentence was the result of pain he endured for too long. That perhaps, all this time it was he who felt abandoned. That maybe it was Jungkook who disappeared first, and Taehyung just exploded in the most subtle way, through a painful joke. And this is not the first time. Remember when they appeared on a variety show last year? Whereas Taehyung joking that Jungkook never replies to his messages again. That time, everyone laughed. But who knows, is that a form of frustration? So, is this live just the tip of the iceberg? Are Jungkook's tears due to guilt? Or is it really he who feels discarded? Some of the fans who watched the relive realized something strange. Right after that sentence, Jungkook's hand slowly grasped something under the table. Some people think it's just a tissue. But according to one fan with digital forensic expertise, it's likely a gift from Taehyung. Little necklace. Locket. A gift they once displayed together on BTS's debut anniversary. If it's true that Jungkook is still carrying it, then the question changes. Why is he still carrying it, when his heart is no longer there? Or rather, was he never able to let go of Taehyung? Amid the hubbub of the latest food trends that now dominate the internet, we forget that there are two humans behind the scenes, not characters. It's not just the stars that are entertaining, but two people who, it could be, are going through their toughest personal conflict, and ironically, everyone is playing with that context through memes. If Jungkook is my last meal, I'll keep him in the freezer. Taehyung is a spicy flavor that I regret but keep eating. Funny for some, yes, but what if they read it? What if Jungkook was looking at all those comments while wiping away tears? And one other shocking thing happened last night. Taehyung removed the replay from the live broadcast. There is no longer his archive on the official account. There is no clarification and announcements. Just disappear, just leave a silence louder than a scream. And that silence speaks too much. Did I ask this the end of Taehyung? Did two friends who grew up together for more than a decade, from trainee days to breaking into the world stage, have to end just because of one sentence? Or is it just an emergency call? A signal that wants to say, I still need you, but I don't know how to talk anymore. And if it is Jungkook crying because he finally woke up? That all this time, the one he considered safe began to move away? Or even more painful, did those tears come because he knew it was too late to fix everything? What happens when silence becomes the most painful language? Since the broadcast disappeared from the official account, the world seems to be divided in two. On the one hand, some say that this is just an ordinary misunderstanding, a piece of misinterpreted joke. But on the other hand, which is getting bigger and bigger every day, comes the conviction that what we saw that night was not just a misunderstanding, but the culmination of a wound that has been buried for too long. And the deeper we dig, the clearer it becomes that something isn't right. The first proof? Their social media activity. Usually after the live, there will be a follow-up post. Photos, selka, even just emoji though. But after this one live, silence. Jungkook, who is usually active on the Weverse platform, no longer appears. His Twitter account didn't move. Even his Instagram shows no sign of life. Only old stories remain, silent and gray. Even more striking is Taehyung. He remains active, yet, strangely, as if deliberately avoiding any topic related to food, live, or Jungkook. He posted a story of himself, playing the saxophone. I took some old photos while I was in Paris, but not once touched or offended the live moment. No apologies. No clarification. There is no confirmation that all is well. The world is waiting. The army is waiting. Jungkook might as well be waiting. Point one of the most heartbreaking moments came from a radio interview that aired 2 days after the incident. I end the interview. DJ asked lightly, if you had to choose one member to be the last meal before the end of the world, who would you choose? Taehyung answers directly, without pause, without a smile, I have chosen. And he didn't add anything else. The DJ laughed, thinking it was part of a joke, but there was no continuation. No defense. Just one sentence. And silent, which is more astonishing. Listeners who watched closely reported that Taehyung's voice trembled for a moment before he answered. And it's not because of laughter. That's like holding something back. Something that does not want to come out. Tears, anger, or longing. Some fans in the online community compiled a chronology of events in the last 6 months, and the results were surprising. They found that the moment of togetherness between Jungkook and Taehyung began to decrease dramatically since March. Behind-the-scenes photos, training sessions, even joint promotional content. Everything is reduced. Even in the last photo shoot with BTS for a Japanese fashion magazine, the two were photographed separately, with the distance appearing deliberate. Is this just a coincidence? Or had the breakup slowly been happening long before Jungkook's tears were seen on that live? One of last year's fan meeting footage is now back viral. In it, Jungkook once said with a laugh, "If I lose Taehyung, maybe I don't know how to be me." All the fans were laughing. But now, after what happened yesterday, it feels different. And oh, more jokes, but forecast. Even more touching was what a fan who had suffered from mild depression for many years said. He wrote, "I know what it's like to laugh with the person you love, but in your heart you feel broken. And when someone you trust the most says something that sounds like judgment, you're not angry. You destroyed silently." And that's what I saw in Jungkook's face. Tonight, hundreds of fans in Seoul held a small vigil. They gather in front of HYB's office, light candles, and sing the song Midnight 0 o'clock, a song Jungkook and Taehyung once performed together during a concert. It's not because they want drama, but because they feel there's something to heal. ARMY is no longer just a fan. They became witnesses of an emotional showdown that was never officially announced, but so vivid, so real, and so touching that on the other side of the world, fans in America and Europe created an online campaign titled Bring Them Back Together, begging HYB to let Jungkook and Taehyung talk on camera. Not for clarification, but for honesty. To look at each other and, perhaps, say the thing that they had not yet had time to say that evening. Sorry. Or more importantly, I'm still here. But one big question remains unanswered. Were Jungkook's tears that night a sign of undying love or a wound that won't heal? And if Taehyung feels Jungkook is eating too fast, does that mean do you want to repeat everything from the beginning? Or did he just give up? And what if all this time, we're all just watching the story of two souls who got too close but couldn't have each other? To this day, the broadcast remains lost. No replay. There are no archives. There was no official statement from the agency. But what remains is even louder than any clarification, a cry that is never explained, and like Taehyung's sentence that became a mystery, we can only guess. You may be something you regret because you spent too soon. But who exactly is sorry, Jungkook, Taehyung, or all of us? A seemingly trivial sentence uttered amid jokes, laughter, and viral food trends. But from the lips of a normally witty Taehyung, the night felt different. More than a word game. More than just a joke of netizens who call their idols the last meal of their lives. That one sentence opened a door that should have remained closed. And ever since that door opened, we've all seen Jungkook's hidden side. A cry that was never asked for. Silence is louder than shouting. A fall he didn't even want to show. But he couldn't hide. A few days after the live broadcast was removed, Taehyung showed up at the airport alone. Wearing a dark hoodie, a thick mask, and a hat. He did not greet reporters. He just kept his head down. And walked quickly through the crowd to which, as a rule, he was always greeted with a smile. Netizens who watched the video noticed one surprising detail. The camera noise was so loud, but Taehyung's step didn't waver. It's like, it doesn't matter. And isn't that the most painful thing about a person who used to be known as light to all? One person wrote. Taehyung's gaze was like he was fighting a storm within himself. Not because of the fans, not because of the camera, but because of someone who is no longer with her the way she used to be. And as if nature knew there was an invisible wound, the Seoul sky that day was raining. Profusely. Without pause, like the heart of someone who has waited too long for clarification, but only accepted silence. Meanwhile, Jungkook is also caught on camera. But not at the airport. Not in the studio. Not in front of a professional camera. He was seen coming out of a small restaurant in Itaewon late at night. His face was covered with a black hat and a white mask. But netizens who knew him even just from his posture knew it was him. What stunned everyone was not that he appeared in a public place, but because someone filmed it from inside a restaurant window. And in that video, Jungkook sits alone with food in front of him, but not touched. 15 minutes of sitting. 15 minutes of silence. Didn't pick up the chopsticks. Didn't touch the glass. Just look ahead, as if, talking to the shadow. Did he expect him to come? Or is he replaying that sentence in his mind over and over again? You may be something you regret because you spent too soon. Many fans couldn't sleep after seeing the video, because from all concert impressions, from all live recordings, from all selfies and cheerful V-Lives, there is nothing more honest than a person sitting quietly alone in front of untouched food. That's Jungkook, that night. And studio lens. No filters. No edits, just her. And quiet. Meanwhile, theories are running wild among the international community. Some say that Taehyung's sentence was part of a failed love confession. Some have called it a form of satire because Jungkook has left Taehyung since the solo project began. Some even believe this is the effect of exclusive renewal contract tensions that put members in a difficult position, especially between closeness and professionalism. However, none of the theories came from their own lips. And that's what makes it all so much more painful, because when the world speculates, they are silent. Fans struggled to understand. They drifted away. When one cries, the other disappears. There were also voices from insiders who claimed to be former staff at last year's BTS project. In a viral anonymous post, he wrote, Jungkook and Taehyung had a big fight before their last tour. Not out of hate, but because they care too much about each other and feel abandoned. It was a quiet fight. No screaming. No throwing stuff. Just two people sitting, staring at each other, then silence. After that, the atmosphere in the backstage was never the same again. Is this just a setup? Or is that really the case? If that's true, then Live is not just a speech glitch. But Scream, a scream that only one person can understand, Jungkook.